Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 8 of Birds at the Rodeo podcast. My name is Eric. I'm your residential Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
And again, this is Birds at the Rodeo podcast. This is a podcast, This is a podcast where we speak everything Eagles, everything Cowboys, everything NFL, everything NBA now because it's NBA opening night. I didn't even realize, I'm not going to lie, Lando had to tell me on his way over that it was opening night tonight. I'm not even going to lie. I slipped up as an NBA fan. That's on me, but
shout out to the Lakers, first opening night win in LeBron's tenure here. So.
Yes, if you don't remember, Lando is a LeBron fan, which means he's a Lakers fan.
Absolutely.
You know what?
That kind of there is like the narrative of like Cowboys fans or Lakers fans and Yankees fans.
That is the thing, huh?
Yeah, but the Lakers, I was never. Like you said, I am a LeBron guy, so it wasn't until he got there that I became a Lakers fan.
Right.
So at one point, and I'm not the biggest fan of baseball, but if I was to pick a team, it'd be the Rangers.
Okay.
Texas
Rangers.
Yeah. So at one point, I was like a Cowboys, Cavaliers, and Rangers fan, and a Cowboys, Heat, Rangers fan. So like the LeBron is the only
constant.
Like he's the only player where it's like no matter where he's at, that's my
You're
team.
there, right? No, absolutely. I get
that. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Des Bryant. Des Bryant is my absolute favorite athlete behind LeBron. Athlete of all, favorite football player of all time. And
really, Des Bryant is
not even. It's not even a competition.
Favorite football player ever.
Wow.
Okay.
That he's what. It meant I loved him so much. CD, it took me a minute to accept CD Lamb.
Number 88.
Yeah, he had to earn that, and he has. He is definitely that guy. But like I said, he has some big shoes to fill. Same way Des
did with Michael Irvin.
And that's one thing I like about the Cowboys not really retiring numbers. It's kind of here that I like the. We only do it with 88, but I like the way it's passed down. It's meant for that number one receiver.
Yeah,
but back to we were talking opening now. Yeah, shout out to the Lakers, got their first win
against Minnesota.
Beat the Timberwolves. Had a dominant game from Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
Bronny checked in. Obviously,
he will be playing most of his minutes for the South Bay Lakers.
I mean, I don't think.
I really do. I really believe that
because. In my opinion, it has nothing to do with his ability, his skill. Well, obviously, he's not just a complete bum. He's not. He has the ability to play basketball, but it's more of the narrative. Where he's at right now is just solely to be in the league with his dad, and they showed that tonight. He got in. He got in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he got in, I think he got switched on to Julius Randle. He got
fair.
I mean, he did like a little post fadeaway. He made it. Then the next drive got switched on to Anthony Edwards. Kind of pretty much the same scenario. Tried to go at him. He contested both shots, and Anthony Edwards missed. So he was like he gave up a bucket to Julius Randle, contested both shots, and got the stop on Anthony Edwards. And then his only shot was like a little driving kick from LeBron. He shot a three. It wasn't. He didn't make it, but it wasn't just like an air ball or anything. So it's like it could have went in. I wanted it to go in. Wanted it to go in so bad.
Right, of course.
But great game all around.
Yeah,
not all around. D'Angelo Russell didn't have the greatest game.
I'm not surprised.
Dalton Connect, another rookie, came in, played some solid minutes. Yeah, he came in, hit his first two shots.
Very nice.
Who else played well? Rui Hachimura played very well.
Is Vando back in the lineup? Is Vando back?
No, he's not. He's not back yet. Yeah, he's
what's it gonna take, man?
He's a really good defender, but I mean, defensively, the Lakers played very well tonight. I really like what I saw across the board defensively. There wasn't anyone who really stuck out.
Gabe Vincent, he play?
Yeah, he played. He played some solid minutes.
Okay,
I can pull up the box score and kind of read it off.
Who else did they bring in this offseason?
We had Max Christie played pretty well, and Jackson Hayes played pretty well.
Oh, did they sign Jackson Hayes?
Yes. Let me see. Go pull up the box score. The 110 to 103 was the final score of the game.
Remember, the Timberwolves they made that trade recently.
Yes, right? To acquire Julius Randle.
And Dante for Cat.
So Julius Randle had 16 points.
Okay.
9 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo had 10 points. Anthony Edwards had 27.
Yep.
Rudy Gobert had 13 points and 14 rebounds. So pretty solid game from him.
Mm-hmm.
They had I mean, obviously that's.
How did Rob Dillingham? Did he play?
No, he didn't play.
He didn't play. Okay, that's Minnesota's rookie point guard.
And so then when you go to the Lakers, it was a complete solid game around from everybody except for I feel like D'Angelo Russell was the only one who kind of struggled.
Yeah, Austin Reeves played well.
Austin Reeves did play well. He had 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists.
Okay.
Anthony Davis, like I said, dominant game, 36 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 assists.
Yeah.
LeBron 16, 5 and 4. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Then Rui Hachimura 8 points, 5 rebounds. So like it's a very solid start to the season.
Right.
Better start than we've had since LeBron's been here. So
Yeah.
I say that as like I'm a Lakers fan. I want to
right. You said we a few times.
Yeah, I want to rephrase that. Better, but that's because I'm saying it since
the
LeBron's
best start
been
the
here.
Lakers have had since LeBron has been there.
Yeah,
bro. I mean,
guess.
it's only one game in, right? So it's hard to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the first time they've ever won on opening night.
So let me ask you: it is opening night. You're a LeBron fan, but like you're a de facto Lakers fan for the time being. Mm-hmm. So what are your expectations for the Lakers this season?
Playoff team for sure.
Top 4 seed. Or a playing team?
I think they get past the play-in. I think they'll probably be like a 6th or 7th.
Okay. Well, 7 seeds in the play-in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, 5 or 6 seed.
Okay.
I think that I got to see what the rest of the league will do before I just crown them a top 4 team in the West. There's a lot of strong teams.
Right. There's a lot of things that have to. I mean, the season has to take shape, right? Like we don't even know what to expect from other teams in the West.
I'm trying to think.
You trying to think?
Who are the dominant teams? The Nuggets, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, not the Clippers. Dang, who else? Oh my God, why am I? Oh, Sacramento.
Yeah.
I think Golden State will have something to say. I don't know like how far they'll get, but I think they will have something to say as long as Steph stays healthy.
Right.
Me personally, I believe that. I believe the Spurs will have something to say with adding Chris Paul to that young team.
I think the Grizzlies will be a
Memphis,
pretty good team.
Absolutely. Ja Morant coming back full season, absolutely. Yeah, Memphis, yeah, absolutely. So it's a few teams the Lakers got to get through.
I would put them right around like 4th or 5th seed.
4th or 5th seed? Yeah.
As of right now.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Since we're talking about basketball, how are the Bulls looking?
Man, first off, shout out Lonzo Ball. He finally returned to the court after 2+ years.
Right.
I'll say this, man. See, I don't even know because, like, everybody's texting me, like, Lonzo Ball, did you see Lonzo play? Did you see Lonzo play? And I'm like, yeah. And he looked really good. He looked like our starting point guard, right?
Right.
But my thing is, we just traded for Josh Giddey. And it's like, well, okay. Did we trade for Josh Giddey just to flip him later? Which, if so, okay, fine, right? But I don't know, man, because like, how much am I going to trust in Lonzo Ball being able to stay upright and stay healthy?
Right.
Right. Like,
no, he's definitely dealt with a lot of
I mean, this
injuries.
is a fair question, right? Like, is he even capable of being an NBA starter anymore? That's a fair question, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, And Zach LaVine, like, since we traded for him, he's been my favorite player on the Bulls, right? And I found myself this whole offseason, like, we need to trade him. Like, it needs to happen. We need to trade him. We need to trade Vooch. And, like, I'm not running from that, but, like, literally Lonzo, watching us play with Lonzo, bro, like, he was the glue when we had DeMar and everything, and he's the glue now, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, it's hard for me to be like, oh, my God, like, let's just jump ship. God, dude, I don't even know. Like, honestly,
I've always loved Lonzo as a player. Those years he was in Los Angeles with the Lakers when LeBron and them, they had the dynamic they had and were able to play with was really good. He's a facilitator. He's a defender. Right. When his shot is falling. You can say that about anybody, obviously, but like and
he also had to fix his shot too.
It's been all over the place, but that's why I said that he's had spurts where he's been a really dependable shooter.
Absolutely, so,
It's hard for me to ever knock Lonzo's game. He's a very complete player.
I love Lonzo. I love him, and I love him as my starting point guard. Truth be told, it's hard for me to even say what I expect from the Bulls this year. Like, we drafted Matis, right, who I love. I love Matis Buzelis. I love his potential. I still believe in Pat Williams, even though a lot of Bulls fans have jump shipped on him. I still believe in him. I just feel like we've had him playing out of position for the past 3 or 4 years, right, with DeMar being there. God, I really don't know. all I can say is I hope to see continued development with Kobe White, with Ayo Dosunmu, with Patrick Williams, with Matis, right? I don't even know what the rotation is going to look like. Because, I mean, dude, we're so guard heavy, right? Dalen Terry, too. We signed Taylor Horton-Tucker, which I like the signing. But, again, we're still so guard heavy. Like, there's such a log jam at guards. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, we got some veterans on the team. You know, Torrey Craig, who could probably trade him to a contender, maybe send him back to Denver. That's where you got to, you know, that's where you started. Because, I mean, they need help right now in terms of depth. I can't give you a straight answer on what to expect from the Bulls. What I mean, like I said, all I can hope to see is continued development for Kobe, Ayo, Pat Williams, Julian Phillips, right? Our second round draft pick from last year out of Tennessee. From Matis coming in, Jalen Smith, Adama Sanago. He's a small undersized center from UConn, but he looks pretty good at times. Yeah, man, I can't tell you, like, do I expect us to be in the play-in? I don't know. Like, I can't even tell you what I expect our rotation to look like right now. I'm so serious. Like, it's so hard, right? You got Lonzo Ball, you got Josh Giddey, you got Zach LaVine, you got Kobe White, you got Ayo Dosunmu, you got Dalen Terry, you got Taylor Horton-Tucker. Those are 7 capable guards that can play right now, right? So, like, I don't know, man. And I guess that's a good problem to have. But, you know, Billy Donovan and Mark Eversley, I think his name is, and AK. Everybody knows what AK is if you're a Bulls fan. You know, they gotta figure it out. They gotta make the, you know, business moves, business decisions, and go from there, man. I can't give you a straight answer right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't give you a straight answer right now on the Bulls season. I'm not gonna lie.
A player you mentioned I want to talk about is Taylor Horton-Tucker, another person who was a former Laker, and that is a player that I can fully admit that
you said this before.
I said that on here?
Yeah, you've said this before. I know what you're about to say.
Oh, yeah, that I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Just like the Lakers franchise was about him. There was a time where he was marked untradeable, and I 1,000% agreed with that assessment of his everything around him was always based on his potential. He had potential to be this, potential to be that.
Right.
And he just never fleshed out to that potential.
Yeah.
I mean, there were spurts, there were times where he could show he could get a bucket at any level. He could score, but I mean, he just couldn't put it all together completely. So and in that time where he was untradeable, I'm pretty sure we missed out on a few players that could have actually, you know, helped us more than he did.
Nah, I like Taylor Horton-Tucker. I like his game. I mean, he's a legit 6'4", 240 point guard, bro. Like, you don't see that often.
His limbs are insane.
He's huge. He's huge. And me personally, I love him as a backup point guard for us. But again, as I mentioned, we have Lonzo Ball and Josh Giddey. So I don't know what that's going to look like. Like, we chose to keep Taylor Horton-Tucker over Kenneth Lofton, so for the final roster spot. So obviously we plan on playing him at some point, right? Or trading him at least. I don't know. I legit don't know. It's hard out here for a Bulls fan right now, man, because, like, we're in mediocrity, but we also have talent. It's just it's a weird spot to be in. I hate it. I feel like I'm in limbo. But all right, man. Enough NBA. This is Birds of the Rodeo.
Right.
Let's get to it, man. Did you enjoy your bye week?
It could have been better. I use the bye week to, well, I mean, anytime I'm not watching the Cowboys, I use my time watching other teams to hate watch. I want certain teams to lose, certain players to do bad. Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't the best week for that for me.
It wasn't the best week for that. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm assuming you're referencing you wish we would have lost to the Giants somehow, some way.
I try to be more realistic with my hate watching. I don't try to get my hopes up for things that shouldn't happen. If something like that were to happen, obviously I would get it. But it'd be more of a surprising thing. I wouldn't. Sitting there having to root for the Giants seems very miserable. So I wouldn't.
You know what? Let me say this. I so sincerely mean this. I genuinely feel sorry for Giants fans. Like, it is, oh my God. Like, I'm not even saying this to bash on them. Like, I genuinely feel sorry for them because, like, they're not even as bad as a team as I thought they were going to be. But, like, they are so poorly ran as a franchise. It's not fair to them as fans, right? I feel bad. I almost feel bad for Daniel Jones. Like, I mean, the dude we sacked him 8 times, bro. We sacked him 8 times. You can stink, but, like, you can't even have a shot if you running for your life like that, man. The Giants have so many issues. It's not even funny, bro. Like, and I wonder, is Brian Daboll, is he going to get fired for this? Does he deserve to get fired after this season? Like, if you ask me personally, I'd say no. Because, like, I don't think Brian Daboll's a bad coach. I mean, he fixed Josh Allen, right? And Josh Allen came into the league, he was wild, right? Like, his mechanics were crazy. Like, people were wondering if he can even last, right? Brian Daboll fixed that and matured that, right? And he didn't pick Daniel Jones. He got stuck with Daniel Jones, right? Now, I mean, again, if you watch the Hard Knocks, the offseason with the Giants, right? Like, Brian Daboll, you can tell. They showed clips of him, talking with Jaden Daniels, showed clips of him talking with Caleb, J.J. McCarthy, all these quarterbacks. And he for sure, he loved Jaden Daniels. Like, he wanted him. But, Joe Shane and the powers that be for the Giants did not pull the trigger. Decided to get Malik Neighbors instead, which I'm not saying that's a bad move, but, like, Malik Neighbors still needs a quarterback, right? But, I mean, whoever you got back there, right, they need an O-line to protect them. The Giants brought in, they brought in a new right tackle. They brought in a new left guard, I think. They made additions on the O-line, but the problem is they weren't good additions. Right? We talked about this before, dude. You can pay an O-lineman $30 million. That doesn't make him a good O-lineman. Right? Like, if you're bad, you're bad. No matter who you are. I don't care who you are. Right? So, yeah, I'm genuinely sorry. If you're a Giants fan, I genuinely feel sorry for you because, like, I don't know where you go from here. Like, it's evident y'all are going to have a top 3 pick at the minimum, right? That's what I'm betting on. You can draft Shador. You can draft Quinn. You can draft, who's another QB they're talking? Cam Ward. You can draft anybody, right? But the reality is, if you draft them and they still have, like, nothing at every other position, I mean, that quarterback set it for failure too, man. That quarterback set it for failure too. So, Giants fans, I truly feel sorry for you. I'm sorry y'all are going through this right now because, I mean, they have no direction, man. They have no direction. They paid Daniel Jones instead of paying Saquon. They could have drafted Jaden Daniels. Didn't do that. They brought in Malik, which is cool again. But, like, Malik Neighbors is kind of out there in no man's land now, right? Because, I mean, any team that plays the Giants, guess what they're going to do? Try to get Malik the ball. If you can shut down Malik, it's over. Right? It's over. So, I mean, that was evident when we played them this past Sunday. So, I'm sorry. I had to say that, man. I genuinely feel sorry for Giants fans right now.
Why? I don't feel sorry for them at all. They deserve it. Do you feel sorry for us? We literally.
No, I don't feel sorry for y'all.
Every issue you just named,
yes,
applies to the Cowboys.
Would you say that?
Bad, poorly managed team. Bad O-line. Brought in additions that weren't good enough additions.
That's funny. That's
a few good players that are out in no man's land. That's who funny. Cares? I hate the Giants, the Eagles, and the Washington Commanders.
Man,
all deserve that.
I've said it before, man. I'm too nice. Maybe I'm too nice when it comes to sports too, man. I'm sorry, Giants fans. I feel sorry for you. That's hilarious. This man was looking at me like I'm crazy.
They've out of all our division, they've experienced the most success in the past 20 years.
Yeah,
it's what comes with it. And it doesn't. And like they've at least got to experience success. Then now they're in limbo.
I mean, I hear you. Fine, whatever. I still feel sorry for them, but as I mentioned, we played them this past Sunday.
Right.
Did you catch the game?
Yeah, I watched it.
Your thoughts?
I agree with you put in the notes. The slow starts are definitely a thing.
We got to fix that, man.
That's that. Now that might be something that's like almost. What's the word I'm looking for? Almost exclusive. Not exclusive. Other coordinators can have it, but it's something that almost always comes with a Kellen Moore offense.
Did y'all had slow starts with him too?
That was definitely a problem when he was our offensive coordinator. Slow starts. I also thought that. I mean, y'all played well throughout the entire game. Once y'all got to going, your defense played well from start to finish. Saquon obviously is.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I got to give a shout out. Bryce Huff made a play.
I remember hearing his name. I don't remember what he did. I do remember hearing his name. Yeah.
He made a play. Bryce Huff made a play.
I definitely
shout
remember
out
hearing his
Bryce
name.
Huff. He made a play. He still shouldn't start, in my opinion. Nolan Smith needs to take that spot. But hey, I'll give credit when credit's due. Shout out Bryce Huff. He finally made a play. It only took 6 weeks into the season.
And see, I hate when people get upset when people like criticize players for it. It's like, if he deserves criticism, he will get it. Dude, if he deserves praise, he will get it.
He was literally the highest paid non-QB free agent this past offseason, bro. Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
We didn't pay him to come in 6 weeks into the season, not even register a sack. He had half a tackle. Like, what? Exactly. Come on, man. Yeah. Stop, bro. Stop. See, that it's people like that, man. It's like, okay, like, you don't. Either you never play sports or, like, you don't get it. Like, you just don't get it. Because, like, what are you talking about?
There's expectations.
Yes.
And when people aren't meeting them, there's criticism that comes with that.
When you're with the Jets and you get 10 sacks in a reduced role, and we sign you here to be a full-time starter, yeah, I'm expecting a better production.
Right.
That's a fair statement, right? Like, come on, man, stop. So, hey, yeah, shout out Bryce Huff. All right, he made a play. Like you said, defense played lights out. But, yeah, man, these slow starts have got to stop. We have literally not scored in the fourth quarter for, like, God, what is it? I think it's like 11 straight games. It's crazy. Like, it's piling on from last season. And my thing is, man, it's the script, right? You know what the script is, right? The first 15 plays of the game on offense, right? Hey, look, Kellen Moore, it is okay to start out running the football. Like, it is literally okay. I'm sure Saquon Barkley will be fine if you give him the ball early on, right? And, I mean, hey, we see what happens when we feed Saquon Barkley, right? I mean, granted, yeah, it was against the Giants, but, like, I'm willing to bet against most teams Saquon Barkley will get it going early if you feed him early.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, man, these slow starts have got to stop because, yeah, it's cool. We did that against the Giants. We got Cincy next week. Say what you want about them, but they're still, you know, an upper echelon team.
Their offense is much better. So it's like if your offense comes out slow, your defense will have a harder time stopping him.
Exactly, dude. If you come out behind the 8 ball against these better teams, bro, it's over. It's over. It's the NFL, man. And speaking of that, I'm going to get into that about the Ravens later. But, yeah, no, the slow starts have got to stop. I feel like Jalen Hurts, I feel like he played well. My thing is, though, that fourth down touchdown to A.J. Brown, right? That was a great play. Don't get me wrong. But, and maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. You might have seen it. You know what I'm about to say?
I saw the play.
Yeah, no. So the play before that, right? The third down, Devontae Smith was wide open on a crosser, and Jalen literally missed him.
Did he throw it? He didn't throw it to him at all.
He threw it away.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
He literally, Devontae was screaming open. Yeah. And he missed him. And Jalen had a few missed reads in this game. I'm not going to lie to you. He had a few missed reads. So, you know, I listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When Jalen plays his game, he's fine. When he doesn't try to force things, he's fine. When he doesn't turn the ball over, he's fine. He hasn't turned the ball over in 2 games. Right. I do not want him to revert back to the one read stuff. If it ain't AJ, it's not there. Because it is, man. And that's also on Kellen Moore, right, as the offensive coordinator, man. And, I mean, Devontae was open, so maybe, you know, Kellen called the right play. Jalen, you got to see that, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to see that. And not every play is going to be a chunk play. I mean, we lead the league in 40-yard plays, which is great. But I guarantee you probably a good, I'll say 85% of those plays are Saquon or AJ. Like if I really had to bet on it, I'd say that right now.
Right. I mean, that comes with having
right. It's just like, again, we spoke about this before, right? A.J. Brown, he's going to get doubled. Devontae, he might get doubled sometimes. Having A.J. and Devontae will open it up for everybody else. And even A.J. will open things up for Devontae, and Devontae will open things up for A.J., right? It's just spread the wealth, man. That is all I'm saying. Spread the wealth. You got Saquon Barkley back there. I know Dallas Goedert is out right now, but Grant Calcaterra, he did great in his stead so far. We still have yet to get Jahan Dotson going. I'm waiting to see what he looks like as a legit number 3 receiver. So I'm just saying we got options, man. Spread the wealth, please. Please, that's all I'm asking for. Yeah, I mean, you saw I gave the overall team grade. I gave it a B+. Yeah. But, I mean, it's the Giants, man. You know, who's supposed to do that, right? So I can only take it with a grain of salt.
Fair assessment.
Yeah, you know, we got Cincy coming up. That's going to be that game I'm going to learn early. I'm gonna learn early because their offense is starting to click. Jamar, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, he's really starting to figure it out. And when Joe Burrow, when he goes on a heater, bro, it's over for most teams. So yeah, we're gonna see, man. I'm looking forward to that game. That game's gonna tell me a lot. I'm still out on Nick Sirianni until proven otherwise.
It's like I understand what a game against the Giants doesn't.
Yeah, it's you know what too. I'll say this too because Slay went out with a knee injury. Mm-hmm. And I posed a question in Bleacher Report. I literally asked the Philly, the Bird Gang. I was like, by the end of the season, like, who do y'all think is going to be like our starting five in the defensive backfield? Because I'll be honest, man, I don't think Slay's going to be in the starting lineup by the end of the season, man. And I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know if I want him in the starting lineup, like, because I'll be real with you. Quinyon, he's looking phenomenal. Cooper DeJean, he started his first game last Sunday, looked phenomenal. Got Sidney Brown back. See Nick Johnson. He's looking a bit, but like I have faith CJ will figure it out. Mm-hmm. We got Reed, we got Isaiah Rodgers. Like we got a lot of guys, man, and Slay, man. I mean, he keeps getting banged up with these injuries and stuff, and he has not looked like amazing. He's given up some plays. So me personally, I think what will happen is I think by the end of the year, I think Quinyon and Cooper will be on the outside. I think Sidney Brown will slide into the slot. I think CJ and Reed will occupy the safety spot still. That's what I think will happen. I kind of want to see it too. I'm not gonna lie because I kind of just want to see what Quinyon and Cooper can do on the outside. Truth be told, but all in all, man, I'm cautiously optimistic. We got like I said, we got Cincy coming up. Right, that's gonna
that'll be a real test for the secondary because Malik Neighbors is good. He's a good receiver for sure, but he's a rookie and his quarterback is Daniel Jones.
He's not in a great situation right now.
So it's hard. It'd be hard. It would have been hard for him to do well. Mm-hmm. And so, like we said, this test against Cincy, they're definitely, if they can, put some pressure on those receivers and kind of contain them, right? Then you'll know for sure that they, are there to stay and who really should be playing. And right. That's really like what kind of could set your defense apart because y'all's defensive line and y'all's if y'all could start getting more pressure on the quarterback, your defense could really like take that next step and better like cornerback.
And we have the guys.
Yeah, the cornerbacks, doing their job in the backside will help that defensive line get more pressure on the quarterback.
Vic Fangio, he literally said it today, bro. He was like, half of those sacks were coverage sacks. Right? Because if dudes are holding up their end on the back end, man, it's just going to give those guys up in the front seven more time to get up to the quarterback, dude. And hey, shout out to N'Kobe D, man. A lot of people were down on him. I was not. I was a believer in him. Undersized linebacker out of Georgia. Mm-hmm. He's looking really good as a blitzer. He needs to do better tackling in space, I will admit that. But him and Zach Bond, bro, like, they are looking really good. Like, really good at times. And I haven't felt this good about a lot. Honestly, I'm not saying this team is going to go to the Super Bowl. I haven't felt this good about our linebacking core since we went to the Super Bowl. We had Nigel Bradham and Michael Kendricks. Those are our starting linebackers. Mm-hmm. And they played phenomenal. I haven't felt this good about our linebacking core since, honestly. So, yeah, man, our defense played lights out. Vic Fangio, I said it, like, he's going to get it right. The man's been coaching the NFL for 30 years, bro. He knows what he's doing. But, yeah, no, since he's going to be a real test for us, man. But, speaking of things around the league, man, did you catch Monday Night Football last night?
Which one, the real game or the little stepchild game?
You know what? Okay, because obviously you're talking about the Chargers and the Cardinals. I thought that was a good game towards the end.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
You didn't watch it? Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll just say my piece on that real quick. The score was 15-17, I think. It was a close game. I'm gonna say this right now. Justin Herbert, I'm so serious. I know how you feel about him, but like the dude threw for 350 yards with no receivers. Mm-hmm. All he needs, and maybe it's them getting Mike Williams back. Right, because obviously the Jets are definitely trying to trade him like yesterday. Justin Herbert needs a receiver, bro. He needs a number one wide receiver. That is literally all he needs. Like I watched it to like. I'm not gonna say the Chargers are contenders, but like to compete to compete for a playoff spot. I think Justin Herbert needs a number one receiver to help compete for a playoff spot.
I could agree with that. He doesn't have a number one receiver right now.
No, it's crazy, bro. Like I watched their last offensive drive. Justin Herbert was legit just like it was him. It was him finding Will Dissly. It was him finding Ladd McConkey. Like it was him, and he was throwing darts. Like he was throwing, bro. It was Justin Herbert, man. Like they just need to get him a receiver, bro. Go back, go trade for Mike Williams. Go bring him back. Go do something because they should have kept one of them in Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. I'm not saying keep both, but they should have kept one of them. So yeah, no, me personally, I thought it was a pretty good game. Marvin Harrison, man, I don't know what to make of him because like certain games he be looking real nice with Arizona, and then other games I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's his rookie year.
It. Huh? I said, tell me about it. The man
is he on your fantasy team?
Yeah, but it's not even like I'm.
You just.
He's one of my bench players, but I'm just.
We thought he was gonna come over and take off, right? Like take over the league. But I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard. Kyler had a crazy run. He's looking like he's really getting back to form. Mm-hmm. Kyler Murray, that is. But yeah, okay. I guess we'll talk about the real game: Baltimore and Tampa. Oh, before anything, praise up to Chris Godwin.
Right.
Mike Evans.
Right.
Chris Godwin, I mean, they say he dislocated his ankle, man. He's done for the year. Hate to see that, man. It's a lot of injuries piling up, man.
Definitely.
There's a lot of injuries piling up. They said they were going to look into it to see if Roquan Smith, if that was a hip drop tackle.
They said it had all the elements of it.
Yeah, I need to go look at it again. Did you feel like it was?
I didn't even register. I just kind of, when it happened, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Right.
And then I saw people talking about it being a hip drop tackle after. So
yeah, man. So yeah, praise to Chris Godwin, man. Like he knew immediately. He stopped moving. Like he just, all right, bro. Like
yeah,
it's over. So Tampa, I mean, their season is probably like. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Baker can only do so much with Trey Palmer and Jalen McMillan, the rookie from Washington, right? Like, I mean, they'll still probably – I mean, they still have a good defense. Like, no – I mean, Baltimore's just Baltimore, right? But Tampa, for all intents and purposes, their season's probably over.
I think they can still win their division.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that because
the Saints are looking terrible.
Atlanta. Again, that's one of my sleeper teams. I still got Atlanta taking that division. Tampa, they'll probably finish second, though. But no, yeah, let's talk about Baltimore, man. What were your thoughts on Baltimore?
Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson
it's not fair.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it was pretty much all second half for Derrick Henry.
Dude.
His second half was better than most people's entire game.
He had 118 yards and 8 carries.
It's crazy.
118 yards.
It's almost impossible to lose a football game when you can just run it.
Well, hey, when you can run it like that, and Lamar's making me eat my words, dog. He is throwing it lights out right now.
Oh, for sure.
That pass to Rashad Bateman, that was crazy. I think that was like a 49-yarder. That was crazy.
They have their team is complete. Their offensive line is amazing. Their receivers, they don't have just an all-star receiving core, but Bateman and Zay Flowers are pretty good.
Right.
Their defense is amazing.
And Rashad Bateman, maybe he will turn into that number one receiver they expected him to be, right? Maybe it just took a few years, but maybe he can be that guy for Lamar down the field. I'm going to say it right now. I think Baltimore's the best team in the AFC. I think they're the best team in the AFC. I know they lost to Kansas City, but like they were literally a foot away from winning that game.
Yeah, and I think they win a rematch.
Yeah,
they would. I think they would win right
now. No, absolutely. Here's what I'll say though: Baltimore, and it happened against y'all, and it happened against Tampa. Their foot is on the gas all the way into the fourth quarter, right? And I don't know what it is, but like they just start to let up. Like if Tampa would have had, if Chris Godwin doesn't get hurt and Tampa had like 2 more drives, they might mess around and take it to overtime.
Right.
They might mess around and take it to overtime, man. That is my one thing with Baltimore, dude. Like I don't know what it is, but like John Harbaugh's got to figure it out because when you go up against, and again, because they're in the AFC North, right? So when you go up against the Cincy's and the Steelers, right? And we're gonna get into that later,
for sure.
Right? When you're going up against this gauntlet of a schedule in your division, man, please, bro, go ahead and let them hang around, bro. See what happens. Just see what happens, man. So if I'm Baltimore, man, that is my one concern. If I'm a Ravens fan, that's my one concern. Just like why are we letting teams get back in the game when we dominate? We dominate for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter, it's just like I don't know what's going on.
A team with a slightly better defense than ours wins that game.
Yep.
Our defense, we were one.
Tampa.
We got them the third down and long, and we're one stop away from being able to complete that comeback.
I bet you, if Chris Godwin doesn't get hurt, Tampa at least gets in field goal range. At least. Because, I mean, once Chris Godwin got hurt, I mean, they were basically in, like, Hail Mary mode.
Right.
So, no, they better figure it out, man. They better figure it out because what you don't want to happen is you start off so strong, right, but then you can't figure out how to finish games, and then you start losing those close games, right? So, yeah, if I'm Baltimore, man, that is my one concern. My one concern. But, hey, man, you know, all this talk about Lamar, man, they talking about this man might win a third MVP, dog. Do you think that's a possibility for real?
Yeah, as of right now, I mean.
Okay, let me rephrase. Do you think voter fatigue is a real thing in the NFL like it is in the NBA?
It would depend on if it was close again, or if it was depending on like who the run. If it was like him and Josh Allen, maybe just to throw a name out there, and and their numbers were similar. Actually, no, because I mean the race last year, I think
him and Brock Purdy and Dak.
Yeah, I think had voter fatigue was a thing, he wouldn't have got it. I think I think that San Francisco game cemented his MVP trophy last year, though. Me personally, because if you look at the numbers, they had worse numbers than him. The thing he won that he had a better team than Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott did last year, especially defense wise. Because it's like the
best defense in football last year.
The quarterback the MVP has become a quarterback award, really.
Yep.
And quarterbacks don't play against other quarterbacks; they play against the quarterback's defense.
Right.
So
right. So okay. I
think if he puts up another MVP season, someone would have to have a better record than him and or better numbers.
Because I think the thing I heard before was like no quarterback won a third MVP before like winning a Super Bowl. I mean, again, MVP is a regular season award. It's not a playoff award or postseason award. I do have Lamar as the front runner right now. I mean, it's absurd what he's doing.
Right.
For me personally, I think second for me right now. Personally, second is Jared Goff. Just the way he's been playing and how Detroit's looking right now. I definitely think he should be getting some consideration.
I would have him third. I feel like you got to have Sam Darnold in there, which is crazy to say.
I thought about him. Would you have Sam Darnold up there right now?
Man, but his team,
Minnesota's looking really good.
5-1, and
he's been looking really good.
And it might just be more narrative just because of the fact that he wasn't supposed to be here in this spot, and it is.
I mean, it's almost like Kurt Warner, right? It's a Kurt Warner story.
So I kind of think that a little bit. I mean,
he was a first-round draft pick.
Feel like if it came down to him and Jared Goff,
right?
That's what I feel like he would get it just narrative-wise.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll be honest with you though. Jared Goff, he's been playing lights out
for sure.
He's been playing lights out. So I don't know, but for me right now, it definitely is Lamar. And he has a distant lead on it, in my opinion.
Agree.
Yeah, I don't know if voter fatigue will play into it with him because I think with the NFL, right, it's really with football players compared to basketball players, right? Like, I mean, LeBron James, could he have gotten MVP? I mean, how many times did he win it? 3 times?
4.
But could he have gotten it like 7 or 8? Yeah, probably, right? But like, you know, they don't want to do that. It's the NBA, it's basketball. They don't want to. It is what it is. Michael Jordan, he could have won it arguably every year, right? But like, it's just, you know, other dudes are having great individual seasons, and they want to reward them and showcase them. And I guess it's easier in basketball to do that than it is in football, right? Because it's like
one player can actually impact the game just so much more,
right?
Which is why in football has become a quarterback award because the quarterback is the player.
Who's the last one? Derrick Henry. He's the last non-quarterback to win it, right?
He won MVP.
I swear, did he not win MVP when he was in Tennessee one year?
I thought he won.
Did he not?
Offensive Player of the Year. I thought Adrian Peterson was the last.
He might be. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Adrian Peterson was the last one to win it. And that was when he came back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He rushed for 2,000 yards. I mean, you have to at that point. But yeah, no, I definitely have Lamar as my front runner right now for MVP. We'll see how things play out. But yeah, no, man. If Baltimore can figure out how to close these games out strong, to me, right now it's them in the top spot in the AFC, and then for me it's Detroit in the top spot in the NFC. I mean, those are the best teams in football right now, man. The way they're both playing. Shout out Dan Campbell, shout out John Harbaugh for the way they got their teams playing respectively. Detroit just took out Minnesota. Baltimore, I want to say they dismantled Tampa. They let them come back a little bit, but they dismantled Tampa. So they're both, chugging along and looking real good 7 weeks into the season. But let me ask you this, man, because also, with Buffalo, did you see Amari Cooper's debut?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, you give Josh Allen no one wide receiver, he's gonna figure out a way to get in the ball, right? I mean, Amari, he only had 4 catches for like 66 yards, but he definitely had a touchdown, and their offense looked like, okay, we got somebody who we can give the ball to at any point in time. Cool. So I'm sure Buffalo is just gonna continue to evolve as an offense and look even more explosive down the stretch. But speaking of Amari Cooper, he got traded to Buffalo, and there's been a few other trades that happened. Devontae Adams with the Jets. Well, actually, let's get into that game real quick. Sunday Night Football, Jets, Steelers. Your thoughts?
Aaron Rodgers is just not good enough anymore. I said it. They were my sleeper team because I thought last year they just needed better quarterback play. This year they've struggled because of bad quarterback play. I said after when we talked about it, when they made the trade, that getting him his favorite receiver, his best friend, would improve the quarterback, and it just has not. And he's been the weakest link, in my opinion, on that team, and it's kind of holding them back from success right now.
I don't know. It's like I said last week, man. Getting Devontae Adams is cool and all, but I don't think that solves your issues. Their O-line still looks suspect. Could not run the football.
I think they ran the football fine.
No, Breece Hall is he had his best plays out in space, catching the ball. Running the ball. They can't. To me, they can't run it consistently. And I'm not gonna say I don't think Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's falling off a cliff. But I do think he needs to figure out a way. Him and Todd Downing, that's the new play caller. Mm-hmm. It's not Nathaniel Hackett anymore. They all need to figure out. Okay, what is the best way for this offense to look and for us to cohesively move the football down the field? What are we trying to accomplish here, right? Because again, with Aaron Rodgers, we know how he is, right? If he doesn't trust you, he's not going to throw you the football. And I don't know what it's looking like right now. Garrett Wilson might be losing trust, bro. The way he was looking on Sunday night, he might be losing trust.
He forced one of those interceptions.
Yes. So the Jets, they don't look like they have an identity on offense right now.
I can agree with that.
If you're Jeff Ulbrich, the interim head coach, brother, you got to figure that out, right? You got to figure that out because, you coaching for your job now and next year. Right, so I just the Jets, man. I think there's so many issues there. I don't know. Like I said I got to see it to believe it, and I have yet to see it at all.
Absolutely not. They haven't shown.
Right, but on the other side, hey, Russell Wilson.
He looked real good. Great
job, Sean Payton. I hope you kick rock somewhere in Denver in open-toed shoes. Can't stand that man. That man, hey, shout out Russ, man. That man balled out in his first game as a Steelers starting quarterback.
He played well, but we're not going to act like Russ in the end of his career in Seattle and what Russ did in Denver
the first year in Denver
was not Sean Payton's fault. Russell Wilson was making Russell Westbrook plays out there.
Russell Wilson's first year in Denver, I will give you. Russell Wilson last year, no. He threw 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 3,000 yards, 98 quarterback passer rating. And they all literally, when Sean Payton decided to bench him, they were playoff bound. He benched him. They don't make the playoffs. And you legit had reports coming out. Broncos players were upset about that. Russell Wilson did fine last year. I'm not saying he was the best quarterback on the planet, but he wasn't bad by any stretch. He literally wasn't. And Sean Payton just made him the scapegoat because he wanted to go get Bo Nix. So cool. We'll see how that works out for you. No, me personally, I don't appreciate how Sean Payton did Russ to end his tenure in Denver like that. I really don't. He made him the scapegoat. Like Sean Payton wasn't at fault at all for their struggles last year. I didn't appreciate that. So I was pulling for Russ, man. I wanted him to go out to Pittsburgh and ball out, and he did his first game. I think he'll continue to do that. Dude, you see it. Russell Wilson's in there. They can throw the ball. They can have the intermediate passes. They can have the deep passes down the field. You can't do that with Justin Fields right now. You legit can't. George Pickens, it's almost as if he's not even on the field when Justin Fields plays. Right? Russell Wilson's out there. Oh, George is getting looks all day. He's getting looks. Darnell Washington's getting looks. Pat Freiermuth is getting looks.
Mm-hmm.
So
their offense definitely looked a lot better.
Yes, bro. And and you know, because sure, there were a few plays where it's like, oh, maybe Justin Fields takes off there because Russell Wilson, quote unquote, can't anymore. I think he's just a little bit gun shy for right now. He's coming off that shoulder. He hasn't played a game. That was his first game in over a year, right? So obviously he needs to knock the rust off and everything. But like, dude, there was I can't remember who it was to. Actually, it might have been a Pat Freiermuth. I can't remember one of the plays where like Russell Wilson. It was a play action, and like as soon as he did the play fake, an edge player is in his face, and he stopped in his tracks and just sidearmed that thing and hit him and hit like it was a dart, right? Dude, Justin Fields, he can't do that right now. He can't do that right now, bro.
I don't like it personally because I don't like what it means for Justin Fields. He had that team at 5-1, and I think he had. If you want him to develop into something, that's not the way to do it. He was already in the position. He was already in the position making plays in real time, and
but
it hadn't been. It'd be different if they were losing games.
Yeah, no, I take your point. He got them to the 5-2 or the 4-2, right? I'm not arguing that, but like. And yes, can he develop like playing? Yes, but he can also develop by sitting and learning from Russell Wilson, which to me, in my opinion, is the best case scenario for him. Like, dude, listen, it is evident. Justin Fields, he can be the Steelers' long-term answer, right? I'm not. He can be their guy for the next 11, 12 years after Russ is gone, right? But for right now, let Russell Wilson get in there and stabilize that position. Let him teach Justin Fields how to like. I don't want to say how to throw, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just how to facilitate an offense.
I also disagree with the whole sit him and learn from him. I think that it's too rare of an instance where that.
You don't think that happens often?
Yeah, I think that's very seldom. And I think even when it does happen, I find it hard to attribute that to the, it's because he said, I think when you see that happen, is a player who was going to be good regardless. I don't think Patrick Mahomes sitting behind Alex Smith isn't what made him Patrick Mahomes.
No, but like I think number one, I think it also depends on the players, right? Me personally, I mean, you can call Russell Wilson corny or whatever, but I do think he's a genuine guy in terms of like wanting to be there for his teammates, and I'm sure he's more than willing to help Justin Fields learn. Right, I don't think Russell Wilson is like Brett Favre, right? Remember when Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers just came in? Brett Favre literally said, like, it's not my job to get him ready. I don't think Russell Wilson is like that at all. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good teammate. I think he leads by example, and I think he wants to help Justin Fields learn. So, me personally, like I said, and it's in Pittsburgh, right? Mike Tomlin, we know what Mike Tomlin's about. I think in this specific scenario, in this specific situation, I think this is the perfect thing for Justin Fields and for Russell Wilson too. Russell Wilson can revitalize his career, right? Me personally, I think Russ, as long as he can stay healthy, excuse me, I think he can play a solid 3-4 more years, maybe, possibly. Whether that's in Pittsburgh or wherever, man, right? Like again, Russ is essentially on a 1 year. He's on a 1 year deal, right? So. If he plays well this year, leads Pittsburgh to a deep playoff run, whatever, Pittsburgh can either re-sign him and continue to, bridge that gap until Justin Fields is ready, or, Russ can go somewhere else, right? And hopefully they'll feel like Justin Fields learns enough and he can actually play and be their starting quarterback for the future moving forward. But I hear what you're saying. It's hard to be like, man, I took this team to a 4-2 record, but you know what? I mean, credit to Justin Fields because he came out and said like he doesn't feel like he played well enough. Right, and I mean that takes a lot to say that, man. Because I mean it's easy. It's so easy for him to be like, man, like, dude, what? Like, I got us a 4-2 record. Like, I'm out here feeling I'm doing everything I can. Like, why are y'all benching me, right? But no, he even said it like if I played better, like there wouldn't be any discussion about it. So kudos to him for recognizing that. That's a great trait to have in a young QB and a young player, really any position, but especially your quarterback, right? That's your franchise position. And Justin Fields knows, man. He it sounds like he's willing to learn. He's willing to sit and learn, and that's cool, man. Because again, he could easily be like, man, F this. I'm done with Pittsburgh, bro. Like I take y'all to a 4-2 record and y'all bench me, right? Like it's easy for him to have that mentality. So kudos to him for recognizing where he can develop and get better. And again, it's behind Russell Wilson. It ain't like he's behind. I don't know who. I mean, like I said, I keep thinking of Brett Favre because we're talking about QBs, sitting behind another one, and I just keep thinking about Brett Favre. Man, he literally said it's not my job to get Aaron Rodgers ready, which like yes, you're right technically, but like you're also the leader of the team, and you know you're not gonna be here for that much longer. I don't know. Me personally, man, like just help the young guy learn, bro, because he's next up after you, right? Like that's the pay it forward, right? That's what you should do. That's what you should want to do. But yeah, man. I mean, speaking of we're speaking of guys on new teams, new faces on new teams. The trade market is starting to heat up. There's a few names getting thrown out there. Let me ask you: do you think the Cowboys should make a move, and if so, for who?
They should absolutely make a move. They're not going to. I couldn't even.
I mean, okay. Have you seen some of the names out there?
Not really. I don't.
So Mike Williams from the Jets.
No thanks.
Cooper Kupp from the Rams.
Oh, I did see they were talking about moving him or Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, you know what? The Stafford one kind of because who would trade for Matthew Stafford right now?
I saw the Vikings in the
really?
Rams. I don't know where how.
No, you don't do that.
I would be very upset. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
No, you don't. Yeah, no, don't do that. I did see the Matthew Stafford thing. I was like, who? Because every team that needs a quarterback is bad. Right? So
Cooper Kupp, I mean, I think that'd be a good trade. He's definitely very injury prone. Depending on how much we'd have to give up to get him.
I think I saw the asking price is a second round draft pick.
No thanks. If Amari Cooper can go for a third, the Cooper Kupp should be able to also go for a third or fourth.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if anybody's going to pull the trigger on a Cooper. You know what? I mean, I just said it, right? The other team in Los Angeles. I mean, maybe we'll see. I'm just throwing stuff out there in my head now. I'm just, thinking out loud here. Another name that's on the trade market apparently, which I'm going to say this right now. And I said this on Bleacher Report. If the Browns trade Myles Garrett, they might as well sell the team. Like they might as well move the team. They might as well relocate.
They're just gonna completely start over from ground zero.
But apparently teams are calling about Myles Garrett.
I think I saw that teams are calling about Myles Garrett more so than the Browns are even listening.
Right. But I'm saying right now, if Cleveland moves Myles Garrett, relocate the team because it is over. It is over.
It's already over.
Yeah,
there's literally nothing in their future that says, "Oh, we'll be successful soon."
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess on that note, let's go ahead and talk about the Deshaun Watson injury. Now, granted. We all know Deshaun Watson has not been good in his tenure with Cleveland. We can all acknowledge that, right?
Yes.
And we can acknowledge that he's had major off the field issues. It is what it is. You can feel away about it. It is what it is. I'm gonna say this right now. Shame on any of those fans that cheered when that man popped his Achilles.
Disagree.
Do you? Hold on. Okay.
They're not. Booing for his it's the off the field things. If you're booing those types of crimes, you deserve to be booed if you get injured. That's insane. The amount of women that came out the
accusations that came out.
Because they're past accusations.
And the new ones too.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing, and I feel like. Because of that, that's what they were cheering for. They weren't. Now it also. I guess it doesn't help that he was also playing bad.
that added fuel to the fire.
But I think it's more stemmed from his off the field things, and that.
I don't even disagree with you on that.
There's a term you can call him that's a very serious name, a very serious label to have, and. I feel like if you're that type, if you're a person who falls under that category, all forms of human decency and
goes
respect,
out the window.
Yes.
Okay. See, I don't disagree with you on this. My thing is, innocent until proven guilty, right? I feel like I have to say that. I get the level of frustration, right? I get the trading for a guy with all these issues, paying a guy, giving him the first fully guaranteed contract in NFL history, right? That was a huge mistake.
Right.
I get you cut or traded Baker Mayfield, the first quarterback that led us to the playoffs in decades, right? Like, I get all that. I get Deshaun Watson gets there. He's been playing bad ever since he got there. I get all of that. I get all of that. I guess maybe in my mind, man, as a human society, as a people, man, you'd expect us to be better in those situations. I get, and listen, and for the record, like I mean, we played Cleveland. Y'all played Cleveland. Y'all played Cleveland in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
Right. And I watched that game. I do not recall hearing the Browns fans booing him. Like, if you're booing him every time Deshaun Watson steps on the field, cool. Every time he walks out, cool. If you have that much vitriol for him, if you truly have that much disdain for this man, and you're booing him every time his cleats touch the field, all right, cool. But as far as I can recall, I don't remember them booing him. Like, don't get me wrong, when he made bad plays, whatever, they booed him. But like, I don't remember him as soon like Kobe, right? When Kobe had his thing, they was booing him as soon as he got on the court, 24/7.
I've definitely heard of Browns fans booing Deshaun Watson.
Right, but I'm saying it wasn't like a 24/7 thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because he's been their quarterback for years now.
No, I'm saying like
when he first got to Cleveland, they were absolutely booing him every single time, and they still would. It's just exhausting to keep doing that years into it.
I don't know. Me personally, I didn't appreciate that. And again, I don't disagree with anything you just said. I just feel like in that moment, like, all right, man, like, dude just popped his Achilles, bro.
And
like,
another reason is that fully guaranteed contract. Boo hoo, you got $260 million. Wham. I'm so sorry for you.
Hold on, wait, what? Wait a second.
He popped his Achilles and now he gets to go sit home on $240 million while being a terrible person.
Okay, you.
That's so like I don't understand. Like, there's not.
I'm not. You understand? I'm not defending him, right? Okay,
right.
Okay, I just want to make that clear.
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
You think that's where all the cheers came from?
Yes. Or they were cheering, or were they booing?
They were cheering when he got injured.
Right.
They were cheering when he got injured. When he was down on the field, they were cheering. I understand. I just like, come on. If anything, bro, just be silent, man. Like, the man popped his Achilles. Human decency, man. That's all. And I guess if you feel like it's not deserved in that moment, fine. Right. It is what it is. I just, again. God, his situation is so. Oh my God! Like, Cleveland, why did you do that? All right, like I guess that's what it really comes down to. Why did you do that?
Right.
Like, man, I bet Jimmy Haslam, man. First off, he might as well sell the team now, because, brother, I know you are not welcomed in Cleveland. I know they can't stand you. Golly, dude. Yeah, that. It's just crazy. Oh, let me throw this out here to you real quick. Did you hear about the conspiracy theory?
No.
So, and I'm not saying I believe this, but obviously, when Deshaun Watson was in Houston, he was on par with Patrick Mahomes, and he was a franchise guy, and he was doing all this right. Obviously, Houston was a train wreck at the time, right? They traded DeAndre Hopkins away for peanuts. They weren't doing Deshaun Watson any favors, and he asked for a trade, and there are some that believe that Bob McNair and the Houston Texans, higher ups, planted all those stories?
Absolutely not.
I'm not saying I believe it, bro, but
Absolutely not.
I mean, we've seen people do worse. Again, I'm not saying I believe it.
I've never seen anything like that. Who do you know what worse have we seen someone be lied about something that heinous and that?
Well, hold on. We've seen people be lied on before.
Worse than who do you know who's been accused by 30 other individuals of the same thing and they've been a complete lie?
I can't think of a story off the top of my head that someone's been like something like this, but we've definitely seen people lied on before for like similar stuff. Or
I've seen one person made up a story about one other person. Now I can't even think of a person who's been accused of something like that by two different people and it not been true.
So you just absolutely not. There's no possible way.
No, definitely no possible way. It was a story planted by the Houston Texans owner. Absolutely not.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there. Again, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just, this is what I've read. This is what I've heard. So, you know, like it's, I mean, I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think there's just too many victims.
No, I'm not. I just
entertain.
He should probably just retire and go somewhere, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't see a scenario in which, okay, Mike Vick, right? We saw what happened with that. The man owned up to his crimes, did his time, came back, rehabilitated, and was welcome back, right? Mm-hmm. Deshaun Watson could do time, and he could come back, get back in the league. And that, to me, that especially in today's day and age, that wouldn't be enough.
Well, I think so. One thing that this kind of all stems back to, I do think that how well you're playing.
Oh yeah,
attributes into that.
Oh yeah. Had he been balling out and Cleveland was a perennial playoff contender and everything, like.
And the same with Mike Vick. He was able to, he rehabilitated, came back, did his time, but he was still good enough to play.
Yep.
And so it helped. And then when he did come and play, he was still like, he was not, he obviously wasn't like MVP, but he was a really, still a good quarterback. He was a
solid starter for us, so for sure.
I wanted him on my team when he came back. So it's like,
right.
If Deshaun Watson leaves the league right now, goes to jail for a year or two,
comes back.
No, thank you. I would not want him on my team.
You said, okay, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, yeah, dude. Hey, Deshaun, I'm gonna say this, man. Just heal up, get whatever surgery you need to get done. You probably need to retire, bro, or whatever. If Cleveland cuts you, whatever happens, just go on somewhere, man. Because what's like craziest about this whole situation is like. Before this, Deshaun Watson was like literally like NFL Man of the Year, right? Like he was known as the best guy in the community, right? All this jazz, very charitable, very nice guy. That's gone, right? That's gone. You don't hear Dabo Swinney talking about him no more.
That's what happens,
right? Like so, yeah, Deshaun, bro. Like you got your money, man. Just go on somewhere. Right, like that's all I can say. Hey, look what happened with Donald Sterling. Just go on somewhere, bro. Because it's needless to say, there's not a lot of love for you in the NFL right now. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm Cleveland. I'm willing to bet they're gonna start playing a lot better. Why? Because Jameis Winston and I forgot another teammate came out and defended him and everything. But like, and I've said this before, right? Like. I guarantee you there are dudes on that team that were like, you can't expect me to go all out for this man. Right? Like that's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
You look like you're about to disagree for a second.
I don't really know if they were. I don't think they played.
I'm not saying they went out there and intentionally, like played half-hearted or anything. I'm just like it's hard to like really feel like you're gonna lay it on the line for somebody who you feel like in your heart is not a good person. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they cared. I don't think there's
really?
too many NFL players who care.
Really?
Yeah, there's too many
That's
of them.
interesting.
There's too many of them with similar backgrounds.
There are some, yeah.
For me to, or not, maybe not in that vein, but in different aspects, they do some.
You're saying like just NFL players in general?
Yes.
That are like still in the league?
There's some standout guys, obviously, but the ones who, basically, I don't think they let players' outside lives affect how they play on the field. I don't think they care too much.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I know me personally. I couldn't feel like. I mean, obviously, I was still giving my all, but like that stuff would definitely weigh on my mind, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
So I feel like for them, it's probably like in Deshaun Watson's case specifically, it's like, okay, well, the team signed him. He's on the team. He's going to be our quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, right now they're not doing well, and they're not a good team. But
right,
the same way other bad teams still come out and play hard, even though they're probably not gonna win. I think it's probably the same way. I don't think they are. If they're playing bad and not giving effort, it's just because they know the team isn't good enough to win, not because they think he's a bad person.
That's fair. I think it plays a role in some capacity. I don't know how much, but I wouldn't be surprised if it played a role in some of those guys in that locker room's mind. But again, I won't be surprised if they come out here and start playing better. That's all I'm saying. New quarterback. Nick Chubb is back.
I think Jameis, he's just he's just like a motivator.
Jameis Winston?
Right. I think the energy he brings, it'll definitely just.
Hey, just don't go 30 for 30 again, man.
Right.
Don't go 30 for 30 again, Jameis. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Jameis Winston, in his last full season as a starter in Tampa Bay, that man threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
30 interceptions is insane. The year Dak led the league in interceptions, and it's like the biggest stain on his career was half of that. Yeah. 15.
I mean, to get an opportunity to throw 30 interceptions is crazy.
I'd throw up if Dak threw 30 interceptions.
Especially in today's NFL, insane. Right? Like, to get an opportunity to throw 30 is insane.
Right. After 20, I'm like, bench him.
20?
Yeah, that's even high enough. Like, that's crazy.
It is. But hey, that's a wrap on episode 8.
Wait.
He's saying wait. What? What's up?
We got up a game next week. Actually, we didn't.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That completely. You know what? I apologize.
It was coming off the bye week.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who do y'all play?
The 49ers.
Oh,
this is the one. This game right here.
Oh my God.
Is what it will have. Whether Mike McCarthy's
is it in San Fran?
Yes. In my view, obviously, I'm not Jerry. Jerry will never fire a coach.
Nope.
He's just gonna let Mike's contract go out the season. But for me, this is the game that Mike McCarthy's job is riding on, and Mike Zimmer's job is riding on.
Yep.
They are missing Christian McCaffrey,
Brandon
Ayuk, and George Kittle has been day to day. Now we are still missing Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yep.
I think Deron Bland might be back, finally, which will be very big. Eric Kendricks missed last game, so I don't know how bad of an injury that was coming out of the bye week. I don't know. He should be back, but we're still missing Brandon Cooks. Mm-hmm. So both teams are pretty injured.
Yeah.
This game, and which will really show me that it's more about coaching and scheme, and if we just get completely out-coached as we have now,
in most of the games this season?
Like I said, the players have definitely not held up their part in each of these matchups. But for the one thing that has been constant is we've been out-coached and out-schemed when it comes to playing against the 49ers. So in terms of Mike McCarthy, this is your chance to show, like I said, like I've been saying all season, what you did last year. You used the bye week to completely retool the offense and went from I think Dak had like 5 touchdowns in 4 games to lead in the league in passing touchdowns. So you've shown you can do that. I've been hoping that you could recreate that this season.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to show that. Mike Zimmer, if Jordan Mason runs for 150 yards on your I mean, I get it. They do have a great offensive line. They still Jordan Mason.
Really, I mean, outside of Trent Williams, it's really their O-line's not that good to me, but
it's Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason.
He has like in
he's in the top 5 in rushing yards right now.
There hasn't been too much. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey would be doing better, but there hasn't been too much drop off with Jordan Mason stepping in. So I think a big part of that is the scheme and the offensive line creating holes for him. So, I mean, you've seen. It's not like we haven't seen. Jordan Mason has been there starting running back from day one this season. Mm-hmm. You have plenty of film. You know what there's. We should not be able to. We should not just be out coached and out schemed in this game. It's pretty simple as that.
Yeah, this
is their chance to show that they can put this team in a position to win down the road. Because as of right now, at 3-3, it does not look like we're headed in the right direction.
Right,
and it's not just an injury problem. Just blaming it all on injuries is a cop-out. It's absolving them of blame when we were fully healthy. Well, we haven't been fully healthy with DeRon Bland's been out all season. But
you had Micah, you had DeMarcus.
Yes, to start the season, we weren't as injured as we are now, and it still didn't look like it should have.
Right.
We still didn't look like a team that – we looked like a team that is 3-3.
Right.
So
I'm going to say it, man. I'm not going to lie. I think y'all going to beat them. Because I don't trust San Fran.
I mean, it's 4 times losing to the one team 4 times in a row. That's not even in your division. It's crazy.
I think y'all will find a way. I think San Fran will find a way to lose that game, and
see, but that's the thing. It hasn't even been about San. It hasn't. No matter how good we are, no matter how good San Fran has been. It's just been that match. Like
it's been a bad matchup for y'all.
I said it when y'all played the Buccaneers. I think some teams just match up better in terms of what they want to do offensively, defensively, and player-wise.
They just have not. And I'm gonna say it, man. Me personally, I think Kyle Shanahan needs to be on the hot seat. They have not looked right all year, and he's supposed to be boy wonder, offensive genius, right? But yet you're dropping games to the Cardinals. They lost against. They
were 0-2 in the division before they beat the Seahawks. So who else is in that division?
Arizona, the Rams.
Yeah, so they lost to the Rams in Arizona.
Who they just lost to somebody. Who was it? who the Niners just lose to?
I thought they won that.
Oh my God, I'm blanking right now. Who they just lose to? They just lost to somebody. Regardless, I haven't liked the way they looked all season. They haven't looked right. Yeah, I get it. Christian McCaffrey's been out, but we just said it. Jordan Mason has been a very capable running back. Their offense just has not looked right. Brock Purdy, he looks like he's doing too much. And for me personally, I'm not a believer in San Fran right now. It's funny because we thought, heading into the season, we thought that they lost to the Chiefs. I'm tripping. Yes, I was like, who'd they just lose to?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, so they just haven't looked right. It's funny because we thought at the beginning of the season it was going to be because Trent Williams was sitting out, Brandon Ayuk was sitting out. You got both your guys back. Granted, again, Christian McCaffrey's out, but it doesn't matter because you're the offensive guru. You're the boy genius, right? You got Jordan Mason. He's been totally fine. He's always been in and out of the lineup, so that shouldn't even be a thing anymore. George Kittle, he's banged up sometimes, right? So that shouldn't be new anymore. They just have not looked right.
For me, this game is really on Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
I feel like with all the injuries they're facing, if Debo, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle are all out, and you don't completely sell out to stop the run and force Brock Purdy to beat you with.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Curtis Samuel.
Not Curtis Samuel. They got Jawan Jennings.
That's why I don't know why.
Ricky Pearsall. That's their first round draft pick. The wide receiver they got shot.
And that's what I'm saying. If we get Trayvon Diggs, DeRon Bland back, we have Jordan Lewis. If we don't trust them to be able to stop their backup, their wide receiver 3, 4, and 5,
right,
and completely sell out to stop the run, then I'm blaming like Mike Zimmer. I hated what I saw.
Simple.
That should be the game, and that's what I'm saying. If that is our game plan, and Brock Purdy comes out and throws for 400 to those receivers, and they just cook us that way,
right,
then kudos to them, and I won't be mad at all. That's when I'll come in here and say our players
force Brock Purdy to beat you.
That's when I'll come in here and say, hey, our players just weren't good enough. They got torched by Brock Purdy and Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pershaw.
And the thing is, like, Brock Purdy, getting him off his game is as easy as day, bro. Legit. If you blitz him, if you get him off his spot, he's rattled.
And that's been our problem. We have been not able to get any pressure on when we play them.
Right. Nah, man. You get Brock Purdy off his spot, he's rattled, bro. It happens. It happened against us. It happened against Kansas City. It happened against Kansas City twice, right, in the Super Bowl.
I don't think Mike has gotten a single sack in any of these games against the 49ers.
Listen, man. His contract's coming up, bro. They got a decision to make.
There is no decision to make. You offer it to him and make him put his name on it.
Yeah. Or you can exercise that fifth-year option. That's just me, though. But okay, so I mean, if you're, what is your gut telling you right now? Do y'all win?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like San Fran will find a way to lose the game. I don't believe in them right now at all. I don't believe in y'all either. But like, I guess I don't believe in San Fran more than I don't believe in y'all. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think y'all are gonna win that game.
I just think it's what needs to be done to win the game is like clear as day, right there on the table. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if we lose doing that, I think the odds of that are very low. I think that's why I think we should win this game. The game plan should be simple, and it's just up to them to execute.
Yeah.
Almost a must-win, being 3-3, playing another NFC team. And then this is definitely the part of our season where the schedule is about to get tough. I know we got you guys coming up. I know we got, I think Washington is coming up. The Texans.
Jaden Daniels, he might be out for a few weeks.
Definitely want to send some prayers to him. Never want to see a player go down, especially somebody who's been playing as well as he has. He's been killing it to start this rookie season off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the Texans coming up on the 18th, and we have another difficult game in that stretch. So this will definitely be. This is definitely a game we need to win.
Yeah, no, for sure. You don't want to start the season 3-4.
And offensively, like I said, it's not even just defense.
Yeah,
because their defense isn't injured as much.
No.
So
no.
For our offense, I still want to. If they would be able to move the ball, be able to score points, I would be very I want to see that, because this is a defense like Fred Warner has demoralized this offense year after year after year. I mean, that
best
man
linebacker
is a
football.
boogeyman.
Best linebacker in football.
It's crazy how he's all over the field. And so offensively, that's why I want to see this all, because last season, when the last time we played the 49ers was the game before the bye week, before the offense got completely retooled and Dak went on a lead and almost win MVP and be all pro. Like, that happened after the 49ers game, so we don't know if that offense would have worked against the 49ers. We didn't get to see that offense against the 49ers. This is their chance to show that, because like I said, this is the team that has been their boogeyman, the team that has beat them time after time after time, and the team that they just haven't shown that they can beat.
Yeah.
And so I want to see if that form of the team can come out and play against them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, that team, we didn't get to see that team against the 49ers to see if it is just like, no matter what we look like, we just can't beat this team.
Yeah.
Because that's just what it seems like, but we really haven't got to see our offense when it's clicking as against them. So that's what I want to see coming out of this bye week.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy retooling that offense, going against the 49ers, scheming guys open, and I just cannot reiterate that enough, especially during this bye week, just watching 31 other NFL teams.
Yeah.
And at least there's a few plays where a guy is wide open. He didn't just beat his guy off the field. They ran a play that just completely confused the defense.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
Like I said in our last episode, every time Dak Prescott drops back to throw the ball in these
He's
first 6
liable to
games,
throw interception.
liable to throw an interception because of the play called and because of the separation between the receivers.
Yeah.
There's nothing that calls for anybody to get open anywhere past just being faster than the guy across from them. So I'm sick of seeing that. I need to see our offense run an actual scheme more than just man beating, not even man beating routes, just curls, slants, and freaking flies.
Route
That's
shrubs.
all we run.
The route shrubs.
So this is the chance.
I told somebody about how you called it that. I can't remember when, but I used that term because I was like, yeah, like my co-host, he says the Cowboys all they do is run route shrubs. They don't have a route tree.
It's ridiculous. It's almost clear as day what we're doing sometimes. So
yeah,
who was it? I can't remember which Lions player it was, but one of the Lions players came out and basically said once they were able to take CD out of the game,
oh yeah,
there was nothing else, and
because
that's
who else he gonna go to?
well, that we have guys we can go to. They just
Brandon Cooks
have
is
to
out.
get them.
Who else?
Jalen Tolbert has made plenty of plays. Jake Ferguson
Yeah,
has made
but it's
plenty of
like
plays.
they-
Turpin has made plenty of plays.
Yeah,
you just
but
have to put them in a position to be able to make plays.
Right, but those guys don't scare defenses like CD does. Right?
Not when you, one-on-one straight up beat the guy across from you. Of course they don't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But like that's what I'm saying, like CD is a game changer. He's a game
Yes,
wrecker, right? So
but
like,
that's
okay, cool.
What
Take
I'm
him out the
saying is
game.
You can't take a guy out of a game if the scheme.
Oh no!
You can
but if
take. You can take. That's what I'm saying. Even that's what I'm saying is even if you take CD out of the game, no, Jalen Tolbert and them can't beat you just.
But that should give them
one-on-one.
opportunities to
Yes, exactly. Them doubling CD or bracketing CD,
Right.
it leaves an opening on the field. It's up to the
Yes.
coach to scheme something to exploit that,
Right.
which
Right.
we haven't been able to do. That's my point.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Well, hey, now it is officially a wrap on episode 8.
Right.
Birds at the Rodeo. We got visual and audio now.
Yep.
Right. Follow us on YouTube. Birds at the Rodeos. Like, comment, subscribe.
Turn on that notification bell.
Turn on that
Check out
notification
episode
button.
7. It went out not too long ago.
Yep. Episode 7 is out. Episode 8 will be out later this week.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you all. Any and all feedback is welcome.
Definitely. Leave us some comments on the YouTube page.
Please do. A comment on the podcast too. Apple Podcast, Spotify, anywhere you can find podcasts, you can find us.
Follow us on Instagram,
Yep.
TikTok,
Yep.
Twitter.
Yep, all of that. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I am Eric, your residential Eagles fan,
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
and this is Birds at the Rodeo. Peace.
Later.
Jamal with a stroke of genius.